I'm Ted Berg for SNY.TV, and today on Know Your Enemy, we look at the Marlins, who head to Citi Field for their first series of the year against the Mets. Calling into the studio today is Juan C. Rodriguez, who covers Miami for the Sun-Sentinel. Juan, one of the early positives for the Marlins is the play of Hanley Ramirez, who had a rough season last year but is off to a real nice start.
Oh, no question. Hanley actually this year got off to a 4-for-30 start, but he really turned it off in the last part of the homestand against the Cubs. Started hitting some home runs, and that's a great sign because these last couple of seasons, he's really started pounding balls into the ground. But going back to spring training in the early part of this season, he's starting to elevate balls again. And when he gets pitches to hit and gets balls in the air, there's always a good chance that they're going to go out.
And on the flip side of things, a couple of the big names in their lineup, Jose Reyes, the newcomer, and Giancarlo Stanton, just the new named, not quite a veteran, but star, haven't really been hitting all that well.
Yeah, with Giancarlo Stanton, obviously a big power guy, waiting on the first home run from him. Part of the issue with Giancarlo was he missed much of spring training with a knee injury, so it's taken him probably a couple of weeks into the season here to just find his groove a little bit. But the good news is he is hitting some balls hard. They're just not leaving the park yet. But when you're talking about the kind of power that he brings to the table, it shouldn't be long. And once he hits his first one, probably a good bet he'll go on a little tear. As far as Reyes goes, he got off to a pretty decent start. As of late, tailed off a bit. Had a couple of doubles on Saturday's game against the Nationals. So, just looking to achieve a little bit more consistency there at the top of the order.
And is Reyes, do you think, particularly excited for this series?
Oh, no question. I had a chance to talk to him in Washington before the team trained up to New York, and he's super excited. He's a little curious as to what kind of reaction he's going to get from the crowd, but I think talking to Ozzie Guillen and some of his teammates, they definitely think he deserves to get some pretty nice recognition, and he's still not counting on an ovation or anything, but I think chances are he'll probably get recognized by that Citi Field crowd tonight.
Certainly think he should be. Juan, I want to talk about the pitchers in this series. Josh Johnson, starting tonight, had a pretty decent start his last time out, but is off to sort of a rough start.
Yeah, Josh Johnson, before his last start, said he kind of rediscovered his timing mechanism. For whatever reason, his first two starts, he got away from this little thing he does where he taps the ball into his glove before releasing it. He started doing that again this last outing. The results were much better. The velocity still isn't quite up to JJ standards. He's kind of sitting in that 92, 93 range as opposed to 95, 96. So it's probably not uncommon for the big power pitchers not to hit their maximum until a couple of starts into the season. So there's still some JJ out there, and part of the deal with him, also another kind of reacclimation process. He hadn't pitched in a regular season game since last May, so I think he's just a matter of getting in the groove with JJ. But certainly the Marlins need him to pitch like an ace if they're going to make some noise in the NL East.
You mentioned velocity. Tomorrow's starter, Mark Buehrle, averaging 84.7 miles an hour with his fastball, but that never seems to prevent him from getting results.
No, it's funny. We were talking to Buehrle on Saturday after his ex-White Sox teammate Phil Humber threw a perfect game. And, Buehrle's comment to us was, hey, if I could throw a perfect game, anybody can. He's a guy who's not going to strike out many guys. His game is about inducing contact. So, you would think, over the course of a game, balls are going to find holes. But, talking about a guy with 2 no-hitters already, including that perfect game, he's just as steady as they come. You can pretty much, count on a quality start every time he goes out there, and he's going to give his team a chance to win.
Juan, I got to let you go. Ricky Nolasco, Thursday's starter, a guy we've seen plenty of time. I assume more of the same from him.
No question. Ricky, another guy who's more of a strikeout pitcher in the past. Now he's kind of gotten into more of inducing, that contact, getting more ground balls, and it's helped him at times, and it's also hurt him. He's had some high hit total games that he's given up this last season, but overall, pretty much the same good stuff from Ricky.
Juan, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Remember, for all the latest Mets coverage, be sure to check in at MetsBlog.com, TedQuarters.net, and SNY.TV.